Have you ever paused to consider how much of your life is dictated not by reality, but by the fleeting currents of your emotions? How often have you allowed fear, anger, sadness, or even joy to decide the direction of your thoughts, your choices, or the very way you experience your day? The truth is, most people live as though every feeling is a fact, every state a permanent truth. But in reality, emotions are illusions, temporary states created by your mind, and understanding them is the key to unlocking mental freedom, clarity, and inner peace. Welcome to Audiobook Ride. Today, we explore the deep truth behind our emotional states and how recognizing their illusory nature can transform the way you live, think, and act. By the time you finish listening, you will not only understand the mechanics of your mind, but also gain tools to observe, respond, and create a life driven by clarity rather than by reaction. Every day, your mind whispers to you. Some whispers are subtle, barely noticeable. Others scream loudly, pulling you into panic, frustration, or elation. It tells you stories about yourself, about others, about the world. But rarely are these stories true reflections of reality. Instead, they are interpretations, colored by perception, past experiences, and survival instincts. And when we mistake these interpretations for truth, we surrender our power. Take anger, for example. A colleague makes a careless comment. Someone criticizes you unfairly. Perhaps a friend fails to keep a promise. Almost instantly, a surge of anger rises in your chest. Your heart beats faster. Your thoughts become sharp and reactive. You feel compelled to act immediately, to speak, to defend, to push back. In that moment, it feels real. It feels absolute. The world is against you. Circumstances are unfair, and your response is justified. But pause and reflect. That anger, powerful as it seems, is only a wave in your consciousness. It is temporary. It will pass. Recognizing this allows you to respond intentionally, with clarity, rather than react blindly to a fleeting state. The same principle applies to other emotions: fear, sadness, joy, excitement. Fear magnifies threats, often exaggerating danger that doesn't truly exist. Sadness can convince you that your situation is hopeless, closing doors to potential solutions. Joy can make you careless, assuming that success or happiness is permanent. Excitement can trick you into believing you are fully prepared when, in reality, preparation is incomplete. These emotional currents are illusions. They rise, they peak, they fade. And yet, most people live as though they are permanent truths, allowing their behavior and sense of self to be dictated by each passing wave. So why does your mind do this? Why does it create such illusions? The mind is a survival machine. It has been shaped over millennia to protect you, to keep you alert, to respond to danger quickly. Emotions are its language, warning signals, motivators, and rewards. But this language is not always accurate. Fear can be disproportionate. Anger can be amplified. Joy can be misleading. And if you mistake these signals for reality, you hand over control of your life to them. The first step in reclaiming your mental freedom is awareness. Observe your emotional states without judgment. When anger rises, remind yourself, this is just a state. It will pass. When fear rises, say, this too is temporary. I am safe. When joy rises, acknowledge, this is a wave. I can enjoy it, but I do not cling to it. By creating this small space between the emotion and your reaction, you allow your conscious mind to guide your actions instead of being swept away by reflexive feelings. Imagine living your life like this. Decisions no longer feel like reactions to chaos. Instead, they emerge from a place of calm, clarity, and understanding. Fear no longer paralyzes you. Anger no longer dictates your words or actions. Sadness no longer convinces you that life is hopeless. Joy and excitement no longer blind you to preparation or responsibility. You exist in a steady, flowing awareness, observing the waves but anchored firmly in yourself. To illustrate, consider this: a person walking through a storm. The wind howls, rain pelts, and the world seems chaotic. Most people would panic, rush, or stumble. But someone who has mastered awareness walks calmly, noticing the wind, adjusting their steps, and moving steadily toward their destination. The storm is still real, but its impact is measured, observed, and managed. Your emotions, when observed consciously, are just like that storm. They exist, but they no longer control the course of your life. This audiobook is designed to teach you how to see your mind clearly, how to navigate emotional storms, and how to reclaim control. Through listening and reflection, you will begin to notice patterns in your thoughts and feelings. You will understand which currents are real and which are illusions. You will learn how to act deliberately rather than react impulsively. And the effects of this understanding are profound. Life feels calmer. Decisions feel clearer. You develop patience and discernment. Challenges no longer overwhelm you. Success no longer feels fragile. Interactions with others become richer, more empathetic, and more intentional. The small but steady shift in your mental state gradually transforms your entire life. By the end of this journey, you will recognize that you are not your emotions. You are not the anger, the fear, the sadness, or even the joy that rises and falls within you. You are the observer, the calm center, the mind that notices and decides. Emotions are signals, tools to guide you, not masters to command your life. States are illusions, passing waves that can either destabilize you or, when recognized, guide you with insight. The power of this audiobook lies in its application. As you listen and reflect, you will begin to reclaim your mental freedom. You will no longer drift with every wave of emotion. You will live intentionally, act deliberately, and create a life guided by clarity, wisdom, and inner calm. Imagine waking up each morning with this awareness. Fear does not control your choices. Anger does not push you into rash actions. Sadness does not keep you trapped in despair. Joy lifts you, but does not blind you. Every emotional wave is observed, understood, and responded to with intention. Your mind becomes a place of calm, your thoughts become clear, and your actions become purposeful. This is the promise of the illusion of your mind, how emotions deceive you. By listening daily, reflecting on your states, and practicing awareness, you begin to live beyond emotional illusions. Your mind becomes your ally, not your jailer. You gain clarity, peace, and control over your life. Thank you for listening. This has been Audiobook Ride, guiding you toward insight, calm, and mastery over your mind. Remember, emotions are waves, and awareness is the shore. Stand on this shore, and you will never drift uncontrollably again. Your life, guided by clarity, awaits.